Hi everyone. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from recent videos I've been doing. People are watching more and more. The channel's growing. That's awesome. And I'm getting some questions. I got a question from, it's at Ambrose Archon, and he wanted me to explain in more detail the last video I posted. I'll leave a link in the description of this video for the original one if you want to check that out. Most of the videos I've been doing lately they're the YouTube shorts, and they're only a minute long. That's what YouTube caps the time at. So I know I blast through sometimes going really quickly. I'm trying to explain as much as I can in that 1 minute time frame. So sometimes it goes quick. And if you're having more questions or you think I can do a better job explaining, just let me know and I'll try to make more videos. So here we go. How does this chord function in the key of B minor? All right, so we've got this chord here written on the staff. I'm not going to talk about how to read music. I've done other videos on that. So if you don't even know how to read music yet, go back and watch some of those other videos in the it's foundational playlist, and you can spend some time just figuring out how to read notes. But the notes that we have written here are D, A, and F sharp. And so we have to figure out what this chord is in order to answer this question. So how do we do that? Well, what I say in the normal videos is you have to stack ascending thirds. Okay, so that might be a little bit confusing. So remember, your musical alphabet is 7 letters long, A through G. And then after G, we go back to A. All right. Now, when you stack thirds, what you're doing is you're just skipping every other letter note. If you were on the note A and you go up to a B, and it doesn't matter what these notes are in terms of sharps or flats. It can be A sharp, A flat, B flat, B sharp even if you wanted. But A up to B, any kind of A going up to any kind of B, that's always a second. You think of the lower note as being 1, and then up to the next note, that's a second, okay? So A to B is some kind of second. B to C also would be some kind of second. A to C would be some kind of third, okay? You skip one of the letter names, okay? So chords are always built in thirds. That's how our harmony works. Somebody's going to say, oh, sometimes there's chordal harmony. Yes, there is. But I'm talking about for most of the music that people listen to, we're talking about tertian or harmony chords stacked in thirds, okay? And so A chords are always stacking thirds, A, C, E. The notes of A chords are always spelled A, C, E, okay? The notes of B chords are always going to be B, D, Fs, okay? C chords, C, E, G, D chords, D, F, A, E chords, E, G, B, etc. Okay, so that's what I mean by stack ascending thirds. With these letter names, we've got a D, an A, and an F sharp, so we have to label this as some kind of D chord. Here's why. D chord, if I'm on the note D and I go up a third, that's an F. Okay, we got an F sharp, and then we go up another third, there's your A. Okay, so that's our answer there. This is some kind of D chord, D, F sharp, A. I've rearranged the notes in the chord I wrote, but it's still a D, F, A thing. So it's a D chord, okay, some kind of D chord. Now, if I tried to label it as like an F sharp chord, I'd have to have F sharp going up to some kind of A, going up to some kind of C, okay? I don't have the C, I have a D here, so that doesn't work. If I try to label it as some kind of A chord, it'd be an ACE thing, and I don't have those other notes. So the labeling this as a D chord is the best option, all right? Now, so we've got D, F sharp, and A. The next step is to figure out the quality of the chord. D up to F sharp, how many half steps is that? That distance there, the interval, is 4 half steps. And that's the recipe. 4 half steps is the recipe for a major third, okay? And then F sharp up to A is the recipe for a minor third. It's 3 half steps, okay? Now, if you don't understand that, I've done a lot of videos on intervals, okay? Intervals are just distances between notes. And this is worth spending time on, because if you really want to understand how chords work and also how to build scales and things like that, you want to know your intervals, okay? And so this chord here, a major third plus a minor third, that is the recipe for a major chord. That's what we have here. D, F sharp, A is a D major chord, all right? So that's the first part of this question. What chord is written here, right? It's D major. All right, let me erase this real quick. All right, so we know we've got a D major chord. And how would it function in the key of B minor? All right, so let me talk about this real quick. So what is a key? A key is a collection of notes. When people are saying, oh, this song or this piece of music is in the key of whatever, the key of C, the key of F sharp minor, the key of G, or whatever, okay, what they're really saying is this piece of music uses the notes of the G major scale. Let's say, for instance, so if this piece is in the key of G major, the entire composition mostly is using the notes of the G major scale, right? So what's a scale? Well, scale's a ladder. I think everybody knows that. You know, you go start on the low note, you climb up, and then you climb back down. Okay, and so when you're talking about a key, really what you're talking about is you're talking about the notes of a scale. They're just rearranged differently in a piece of music, right? You usually don't just hear scales running up and down, right? The composer mixes the notes up. Okay, so the key of B minor. Okay, if you had a piece in the key of B minor, how would this particular chord, this D major chord, function? You have to know the notes of the B minor scale. All right, so here are the notes of the B minor scale. Remember, a scale, we're just going to use our musical alphabet, so it's a B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. And the key of B minor actually also has a C sharp and F sharp. Okay. If you don't understand how I got there, I've talked about this in other videos. I'm not going to do it right now. I think it's going to make the video too long. But these are the notes of the B minor scale. All right. And so if you find where your note D is in the scale, the note B would be 1, or the fancy term is tonic. The second scale degree would be C sharp. The third scale degree would be the note D. Okay. And so a D chord would function as the 3 chord, the third chord in the key of B minor, using the B minor scale. Okay. And so you have D, you skip a third, here's the F sharp, and here's the A, and there we have our chord. Okay. The final thing I said in the previous video was, oh, you know, the A could be A sharp. Okay. There are different versions of minor scales, okay, or minor keys. And sometimes in B minor, you will have the note A natural. Sometimes you will also have A sharp. And there are different versions of how minor is expressed in different keys. And I've talked about this in other videos as well, but I won't get into it here. Again, I think it'll make the video too long. But that is the process of getting to the point where you're recognizing, okay, this here is a D major chord, or what I originally wrote is a D major chord, and it would be functioning as the 3 chord in the key of B minor. This is the process. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope it's not too long-winded, and please feel free to leave me a comment. If you like the channel, you wanted to keep seeing it grow, please do all the stuff. Subscribe, like, share the video. It really does help the channel, and it has been growing quite a bit lately. So I think that's awesome, and I'm glad most of you guys are enjoying it. Take care. I'll see you next time.